Semen retention, guys, it changes you. It absolutely does. But it does it by first breaking you. And that's something you really don't know till you do it, till you've gone through it. I'm gonna share a little bit from my experience right now, being on 310 days of semen retention right now, on my way to my goal of hitting 365 days and documenting it on this channel. I get it. You know, it's all fun and exciting early on. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get all these benefits, and all these guys are talking all these benefits, and oh, I'm gonna become a better version of myself, and whatever. It's like, yeah, there's awesome benefits to this. You're gonna get a lot of that stuff, guys. The part that you don't realize is what most of semen retention is the breaking of you, of the current version of you, of the programming that you're holding on to, of the addictions that you're holding on to. Because semen retention, guys, it really is a way to rebuild yourself, but to rebuild yourself like any other project or any other building. Like I'm here at this apartment, they just put all these buildings up, but guess what? They didn't build these as renovations. No, like if there was something there, they tore that shit down. They brought it down to a new foundation so they could build it up properly, so it could withstand the elements, the test of time. The same thing is happening with semen retention. You've got an old building and you're like, oh no, I'm just turn this into the new one. It's like, yeah, well, you could look at it like renovations, but there comes a point, guys, where eventually you go long enough on SR and it's just like, it's taking that building down to the foundation and clearing it and rebuilding the foundation, and then starts building again on top of that. And that's how you really get like the long-term internal benefits that thus lead to a lot of external benefits and just a completely new version of you. And it's the same idea of the phoenix rising from the ashes. Well, yeah, that sounds great. I want that. But then you realize, oh, you first have to be the phoenix burning and being the ashes, and then rising from the ashes, and the phoenix burning down against. It's not pleasant, guys. It's not. If you signed up for the thing, the SR, where you just get the benefits and nothing's difficult, like you're doing the wrong thing. Like this ain't for you. This is going to be one of the most difficult things that you ever do for yourself. It'll also be one of the most, if not the most, rewarding thing that you'll do for yourself. And I'll tell you what, don't get me wrong, there are difficult things that come up. The flat lines will come up. They're different for every guy on, a different timeline. You might hit them in 2 weeks, you might hit them in 4 weeks, you might hit them in 2 months, whatever. And like, they might happen more consistently, they might not, but they're inevitable, the flatline periods. And the thing to remember is the flatline periods, by flatlines I just mean the points where you get really low energy, you get really low motivation, your emotions are going to whack. It's like you're going through dopamine withdrawal and dopamine detox, and you're getting like this Herxheimer reaction. Essentially, your body's like, the frick is this, man? It's kind of like how you see some of those like celebrities that have to go to those rehab facilities. It's just, you go in there, it's like a white padded room. It's like, yep, you're just gonna chill in here all day long while the drugs work out of your system. And your body's pissed because it's used to that. It's used to getting all the hits and the dopamine, all that stuff. Like, it's kind of what is happening, guys, on semen retention, is you do your best to detach from lust and detach from just constant stimulation, dopamine from all that stuff. But remember, it's during the flatlines that you are actually getting the most benefit, because that shittiness that's going to be happening, that difficulty, because I'm going through that right now. I just made a video about that. The last few days have been tough. They've been difficult, even today, which is why I'm dry fasting and yeah, just doing my best to push through here. By the way, dry fasting cheat code if it gets really tough. Just cut food and water. Do your own research. I'm not recommending anything. Look up the Phoenix Protocol book by Augustine, but just follow that, read that. But yeah, these flatlines, guys, is where the building, the structure is being it's being stripped down. It's being renovated destructively is what it feels like. But that's where you're going to get the most benefits, the most long-term benefits. That's where the deepest reprogramming and all the emotions and emotional blocks and stuff that you've just put up with because it's been normal, that stuff is starting to surface. You got to feel it, you got to move through it, you got to whatever. It does feel like I've hit another element of that in even working with my acupuncturist. She's like saying like, yeah, like my emotions have been all over the place, and the heart energy center, the heart meridian, governs a lot of the mind in traditional Chinese medicine. A lot of thoughts and feelings and, you know, running mind, stuff like that's governed by the hearts. When your heart chi is low, you're gonna have a lot more of that, and like your heart is obviously tied a lot to emotions and things coming up. Like there's a lot. This isn't just hold your nuts and life gets better, guys. Your body is a pretty complex system here. That's what I've been learning, especially from my acupuncturist, because we've been trained to want to take this Western medicine view of just life, in that like, oh, there's a problem. Well, that one thing that looks like is the problem, that's the problem, and I'll just throw everything at that until it fixes itself. But it's like, it's not always that easy, guys. That's the equivalent of your check engine light coming on in your car and being like, oh, I'm gonna do everything I can think of to get that light to turn off. And it's like, okay, how do I get the light to turn off? And it's like not even looking at all the other issues with the car, the diagnostics, running a diagnostic out the car. You're just like, can I tape it? What can I do to get that light to go away? You got to address everything, and it might take some time, it might take some energy, it might suck, it might be emotionally exhausting, it might be physically exhausting, but keep locking in on your why. Why are you doing this? What's the point of this? Because there's two parts of me, guys. There's this version of like, no, I said I'm gonna hit 365 days. I'm gonna freaking hit 365 days on this streak, and I am. I'm 55 days away. Like I'm not stopping now. There's that element, and then there's this element that's like, guys, there can be a sense of loneliness from the fact that, yeah, I would love to be dating and like be in a relationship with the right woman right now. Like that'd be great too. But I know, I can feel it. There is like this internal compass that is telling me it is not yet time. There's a few things to take care of before I can do that well, and it makes sense. I've got very specific things that I'm working on to, you know, ideally make that happen. This is just kind of the dilemma of semen retention, guys. You start to lean pretty hard into this, feel this duality. As you become more masculine with this energy, you're gonna start to crave that feminine energy more. And listen, you can talk about, oh yeah, the animos, and implementing the divine feminine, and you as a masculine man, and women do that with the masculine, and yeah, sure, there's elements of that, and that's good. And that's a healthy thing to work on, and you'll start to go through that, I'm sure, on this SR journey. But eventually there also comes a point where you're like, no, the right woman in my life would be a gift. We're sold this myth that all women run around are just a net negative or a liability, and don't get me wrong, a lot of them are. A lot of these hoes ain't worth it. But you gotta understand, like, your external is going to reflect your internal, your internal beliefs around everything. You gotta believe that there are the right high quality women focused on essentially the female version of SR, right? Doing this, locking in on their sexual energy and protecting their feminine nature and purity and all that stuff. You got to know that there's a lot of them out there too, and the more that you lock in on this and raise your energy, raise your frequency, vibration, do more healing work, you're going to start to tune in and attract yourself to those types of women. And you may start to be more and more and more interested in that, you know? Because it's weird, guys. We're sold this idea of like, oh, as a man, like, yeah, having lots of women and having a lineup and whatever. It's like, okay, I could see how that would. I see how that's appealing. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's part of me that I'm still working through, like, that likes the idea of that. But man, the longer I've gone on SR, it's shifted my mind a bit to, no, it'd be nice to have that one, you know, ride or die woman that is like a rock, you know, that you don't have to play games with, that you don't have to be running game on, or, you know, any of that stuff. It's like, no, she's there for it, you know. She's a ride or die. She's the high and the low. That's starting to become more and more appealing for me the longer that I've gone on this journey. You have to let me know if you're experiencing that too, if you're starting to see some changes. Because, guys, I'm telling you, semen retention, it is going to change you, but it is first going to break you. But it's a good thing, right? It's breaking you so that it can build you stronger. That's what this process is about. And every time that happens, you become a new version of yourself. You level up to the next version, you level up to the next version, level up to the next version, and you blink, and pretty soon you're like, wow, I don't even recognize the version of me I was before I started this. And I had been going off and on using semen retention when I needed it or wanted it for years, knowing like I can use it to get the stuff that I want. But man, once you really start to go all in on this, you know, I've really started to focus on that on this last streak of just like, dude, I have so much proof that this is real and that this works and that it has a real impact in my life. Let's just go all in on it. And so that's this streak, and this is this is the streak that I'm documenting everything. It'll build you up, gents. It'll build you up, but it is surely going to break you in the process and change you into a version of yourself you may not be aware you're capable of being, that exists. And you might just find you like it better. Nothing easy. What do they say? Nothing that's easy is typically worth doing. I don't know if that's a saying or not, but it's not necessarily easy, guys, but it is fulfilling. It's worth it, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel that's going to lead to a much better version of yourself. So push through. You got this. Peace, love, abundance to you all. Keep doing it. See you later.